If you've been experiencing grief, sadness, or the weight of emotional loss or significant change in your life, this yin yoga can support you through these experiences. So you could be grieving the loss of someone you love. It could be the end of a relationship or changes in your health. It could be a move, a career transition, or maybe you're grieving the life that you thought you could have. Grief affects so much more than our emotions. It can leave us feeling heavy, exhausted, disconnected from ourselves, or like we're carrying something that we can't even fully describe. And this is because it shows up in our body as well. Maybe you notice that your chest can feel tight. Maybe your breath feels more shallow. Maybe your shoulders are rounding forward, or maybe you're holding tension without even realizing it. And sometimes we don't recognize these experiences as grief. We just know that we don't totally feel like ourselves. So this practice can support your body, your mind, your emotions, and your nervous system through the experience of grief, sadness, and emotional healing, all through gentle, slow, and supported postures. And doing this is a way to encourage deeper breathing, more lung capacity, creating space through your chest, your ribs, your lungs, your heart, and to welcome in softness into places that have been feeling like they're carrying too much or they're just tight and heavy. And perhaps more importantly, in this practice, we're not going to try to change how you feel. We're actually going to practice being with ourselves exactly as we are. Because healing doesn't happen by pushing our feelings away, trying to numb them, or trying to override them. Healing actually begins by feeling safe enough to acknowledge how we feel, to breathe with whatever is arising, and to allow ourselves to feel supported as these sensations and emotions move through us. On that note, let's move into the practice. All right, so for this practice, just have one small cushion handy. I have one, it's about the size of a meditation cushion, and this of course will be optional. And if at any point in the practice you need more support, you can have some extra pillows or blankets on hand. The main thing in this practice is that you feel supported to be in the moment with wherever you are, whatever is coming up for you. Now we're going to come onto our stomach, and you can have this cushion up at the top of your mat as an option to have under your head. Now we're going to take the left arm straight out from the shoulder, the palm facing down, the fingers are spread out. And from here, rest your left ear down onto the cushion. Now maybe you don't need the cushion here, in which case you can simply take it out. We're going to begin to twist. So you can press into your right hand to roll onto your left side. And then taking your right foot behind your left knee to support you. Now this is where maybe it feels nice to have the cushion beneath your head. When we have the cushion from beneath the head, we perhaps get a little more opening into the neck and into the large intestine channel. So it just depends on you what feels good for you right now. And first feeling into this, you can begin to rock back and forth and feeling how this changes the opening into your left shoulder. So as your right knee falls back, that is going to deepen the opening into your left shoulder. And feeling that you have control here in the opening, how deeply you want to move into this right now, working with your body, working with your breath, working with your nervous system. We're doing this to release tension rather than to create it. Now you can reach up with your right arm and then reach back through your right arm as far as it wants to go, letting it fall back behind you. This, of course, deepening the opening into your left shoulder. And then you can bend at your right elbow and let that arm fall behind your back. So there's an internal rotation happening in your right shoulder, and the hand can rest behind your back. Now, if that's too intense, you can rest it onto your waist. You can let your right hand rest out in front of you. Again, working with wherever you are. That's the most important thing. And beginning to let yourself soften here. Softening so much that your gaze softens as well. Perhaps your eyes want to close. Letting your head be heavy into the support of the cushion or into the ground. You can swallow to relax through your tongue, your jaw, your throat. And now if you choose, you can lengthen out through your right leg as long as your heel can remain on the ground. So maybe you want to walk your right foot away from your left knee, maybe walking it down onto the ground, lengthening through the leg, and if not, just keep it bent. Keeping whatever bend in the knee that feels most supportive for you, where you can comfortably release into this posture. First, letting your weight release down into the ground. Letting yourself surrender into that support. Receiving that support from the earth. So you don't have to hold yourself together, you don't have to hold yourself up. You can hand yourself over into the support and into the release, into gravity. Letting yourself fully arrive into this moment. Into your breath. And into any sensations that are surfacing and moving through your body. It's noticing how much you can soften into whatever is arising, whether that is sensation in your body or thoughts that are passing through your mind. Or emotions that are surfacing with this compression in your shoulder. And softening into the opening through the front of your left shoulder, down through your left arm, into your left hand, your thumb, your palm, your fingers. And letting yourself soften into the opening through the sides of your lungs, the sides of your rib cage. Down through the left ribs, and feeling how they can be supported by the floor, by the earth. You can bend through your right knee to bring the foot flat to the floor. And then from here, you can begin to press into your right foot to slowly unwind. You can bring your right hand out in front of you to support you as you do. Making your way onto your belly, coming into a prone shavasana, bringing your right ear down onto the mat. If your pillow is there, you can take it out of the way. Let your arms rest down alongside your torso, and let your shoulders release down toward the floor. So your upper back is rounded. You're letting the scapulas, the shoulder blades, release away from the spine. Now, if this is an intense opening for your neck, you can rest your forehead onto the mat, onto your fingertips. Again, taking care of yourself, letting yourself be comfortable. And we can feel comfortable in opening. It's also a skill that we develop as we learn how to be with our sensations, with whatever may arise. And as we develop that capacity in allowing ourselves to be present with whatever arises in our body, that also develops our capacity for different emotions that surface, even different thoughts that pass through our mind, because we can be with that. We don't have to act on it. We don't have to respond. We can simply be aware and observe. You can bring your head back to the center and take your right arm out to the side, straight out from your shoulder, the palm facing down, your fingers spread out. And you can press into your left hand to roll over onto your right side. And you can use a cushion to support your head, or you don't have to use the cushion under your head. And perhaps one side is different from the other. It's always interesting to notice that. Maybe you want a prop on one side and not the other. Now let's bend through the left knee, taking the left foot behind the right leg. And then let your pelvis rock back and forth. This can be pretty subtle. It doesn't have to be a big movement. It's just feeling how this motion can deepen the opening into your right shoulder. So you can feel for yourself, one, the connection from your upper body down through your abdomen into your pelvis and into your legs. And also that you have ultimate control in how deep you want to move into this opening for your right shoulder. And then down through your right arm into your right hand. Now let's take the left arm up. And you can reach back through your left arm, even just letting it fall back. And then internally rotate through the shoulder, bend through the elbow, so the arm rests behind your back. Now again, if this is too intense, simply let your left hand rest out in front of you, or your arm rest down onto your waist, but in a yin way, where you can really release into gravity. So we're never really holding ourselves up from gravity, ideally, in a yin practice. And let yourself begin to soften into this. Letting your gaze soften, your eyes close if that's comfortable. And again, letting your head be heavy into the ground or down into the cushion. And now you can choose to walk your left foot away from the back of your right knee. Perhaps you want to walk your left foot down toward your right foot, out in that direction. And if your left heel can remain grounded into the floor, you can lengthen out through that leg, but we don't want it up off of the ground. If that's the case, just bend through your knee. Let the foot stay into the floor so you're supported by ground, by the earth, by gravity. And you don't have to hold yourself up. And feeling how your breath wants to support you here. Maybe there are obvious differences between this side and the first side. Maybe there are very subtle differences. Letting yourself respect that difference, those differences. So you can fully receive the support of the earth beneath you. And then in that connection, in that support, you can let go. Or perhaps just begin to let go. Begin to soften little by little. So you don't have to create a release. You don't have to push for a release or try to fix how you're feeling. And that can be in your body. Maybe there's particular blockage somewhere in your shoulder, your chest, your belly, your neck. And allowing that to be okay. It's just where you are right now, in this moment.
Notice if you're holding yourself up from this support. That could be anywhere through your body. So, of course, very obviously through the upper body, but it can be down into your pelvis, down through your legs, through your feet, and allowing yourself to soften instead. Soften through your nervous system. Soften through your lungs, your heart, your breath. And soften through your awareness. In your observation of what is surfacing in your body, your mind, your emotions right now. Letting your awareness be gentle and even gently hold you. Just allowing you to be exactly as you are right now. Now, if you have your left leg out long, you can bend through the knee, bringing the left foot flat to the floor. And then press into your left foot to begin to unwind. You can bring your left hand out to support you as you do, making your way onto your belly. Bringing your left ear down onto the floor, coming into prone shavasana once again. So your arms are down alongside your torso, the palms are facing up. And your heels are rocking out to the side, so your legs are completely released. You can even consciously release through your pelvis, your lower back. And notice if you're holding your chest or your shoulders up from the ground. Let them relax down. Feeling your belly, your digestive system soften and relax. And feeling the sensations move through your body. Maybe you feel tingling or numbness through your right arm into your right hand. Now you can bring your head to the center. And let's bring the hands down along both sides of the chest, just to press into enough to come onto the forearm. And let's bring this small cushion onto the mat. And from here, come onto your back, bringing this small cushion underneath your upper back. So it's not going to be a huge opening.
So your head can rest flat onto the ground, and you can take your arms out straight to the side, just letting go here, letting your eyes close if they aren't already. Just noticing what that deeper opening surfaced in you. And you can let that remain grounded with the sensations in your body. How your breath moves in the midst of those sensations. So you don't need to get swept away too much in any emotional or mental activity arising. Letting yourself release into gravity and in turn grounding. Even as your chest, your lungs, your heart gently open here. Now you can bring your feet flat to the floor, the knees up to the ceiling. And you can gently move your knees side to side, really taking your time with this. Just letting your belly, your waist, your hips, your pelvis soften and release. And this can translate all the way up into your upper back, your chest, your shoulders, out through your arms. And now you can bring your knees to the center and just press into your feet enough to bring your hips up, press into the back of your head to bring the cushion out to the side. Let's come into Shavasana, taking your arms out long, the palms facing up, and making sure that your shoulders are into your back. So the space around the clavicles, the collarbones, are open. The space through the front of the shoulders are open. This is very specifically where the lung channel runs. Your legs are heavy and completely released. Your eyes are rested closed. And letting this opening that you've experienced translate through your body now into this neutral position. And now just take a moment to notice how you feel. And not whether you fixed anything or whether the grief is gone, but simply whether you feel a little more supported than you did when you arrived. And really, healing doesn't happen all at once. It tends to unfold one moment of awareness, one breath, one act of self compassion at a time. Now, if today's practice resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What are you taking with you from today's practice? Or perhaps what are you making space for in this season of your life? And if you want to move on to a next step, I invite you to watch my video, What If You're Grieving and Don't Even Know It? I have it linked here on your screen. Just understanding what we're carrying is often the first step towards supporting ourselves with greater compassion. And if you want even more support, you can download my free 5 Meridian yoga practices for real life symptoms that I have linked in the description. It has gentle practices to help you navigate stress, fatigue, emotional overwhelm, digestive discomfort, poor sleep, so you can have simple ways to support yourself whenever you need. And if you're new here, I'd love to welcome you to this community. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet for new weekly Meridian yoga practices, breath work, meditation, acupressure, and holistic health videos that are designed to help you understand your body, to regulate your nervous system, and to cultivate greater resilience mentally, emotionally, and physically. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. And until next time, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.